What up, everybody, and welcome once again to Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment, and this is the Combat Show by guys who love combat sports. And as always, it's your host, your boy, Craig, here with my co-host.
Your conqueror of combat communication, Michael Johnson.
You dug deep for that one.
A little bit.
All right, so we had a big weekend in the combat world of sports, and to start right off with the biggest jump, UFC 247 Jones versus Reyes, Saturday, February 8th at 10 p.m. at the Toyota Center in Houston. And this was an excellent event.
Fantastic from start to finish. Great fights all around. Houston judges terrible, but Joe Solis, one of the judges on the card who was terrible in two fights. He got his window smashed and his tire slashed by some fans.
Wow.
The next morning. And so I'm not going to rag on him too hard.
Man,
he's already been hurt.
Homeboy wasn't even watching. he wasn't even watching the Lauren Murphy Andrea Lee fight.
Terrible. And
terrible.
He's the one that did the 49-46 for Jones, and he was just
he's
bad
dumb
all night.
He should,
and he hadn't done a mixed martial arts fight since 2017. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, maybe someone was doing him a favor, but he should never get to judge a fight ever again.
Yeah.
Way too important of an event to be having conversations while fights are going on.
But a lot to talk about, so
let's jump into it. All right, going into the early prelims to start it off right, Austin Lingo, undefeated 7-0, going up against the 7-2 Youssef Zalal.
I liked all these debuters and up-and-comers, and it was fantastic. Austin Lingo was undefeated. He's coming straight forward the whole time, but too confused, had no idea what was going on. Zalal is a killer, evasive speed, mixed it up with the strikes, mixed in some takedowns. Lingo just trying to survive, getting hit with shots the whole time. An anaconda choke from Zalal, some top control. He won everywhere. He got a unanimous decision, 30-27 across the board, but I would give him 30-26. He was all over him.
I mean, from what I saw from this fight, Youssef looked incredible. I mean, he was all over the place. Excellent striking. Definitely he had that good double leg takedown against the fence.
And mixed it in with his striking attack perfectly. It confused Lingo.
Beautiful fight for him.
And
then to follow it up, Andre Ewell, 15-6, going up against the 11-2 Jonathan Martinez.
Great fight. Fight of the early prelims. I mean, they were just exchanging like all the time.
Reckless abandon.
I mean, Martinez with the heavier kicks, Ewell with the boxing style, Martinez grinding him on the fence a little bit.
Ewell with just like the killer body shots, man.
Yeah, his combo work was real good, setting up the body shots in the distance. He would snap the jab, Martinez would block it, and then he would just go right downstairs. Martinez hurt him with that body kick in the second round, though. Crumbled him. He tried to hide it.
Could not. But Martinez didn't follow up with it, though.
He really didn't. I don't think he could get in the range. Well, a lot of people said this was a little bit controversial because I think Martinez was really turning it up in the third round. He had great knees. Once he got him in the clinch, he realized he could outstrike him there. And the leg kicks in tight were good. And he was blocking a lot of the punches from Ewell. And Ewell was hurt. But I think Ewell takes the first two rounds good. So, they gave it a split decision, 30-27 and 29-28 twice for Ewell. And I agree with the 29-28.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and then to finish off the early prelims, Domingo Pilarde, 8-2, going up against the 8-2 Journey Newsom. And this had a nice way to end the early prelims.
Domingo Pilarde looking like a cartoon character of Kenny Florian.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I said on the fight night.
Absolutely.
No offense to either of you. I love you both.
Yes.
But Domingo was too aggressive right off the bat. He's coming forward, but his head's out, chin up. And Journey was tight and compact, right hand over the jab.
Top.
He came over the jab with it and clipped some good. in 38 seconds in the first round, knocks him flat, KO.
Def KO. That was a beautiful punch, man. Can't wait to see what's next for Journey Newsom.
Absolutely.
All right, and then to begin the prelims, Alex Moreno, 17-6, going up against the 8-1 Chaos Williams.
Oh, was the first prelims fight?
No,
I got Miles
John. My bad, I forgot. He's actually the second to last one. Miles John, 10-0, going up against the 7-1 Mario Batista. That's what it was.
Yeah, this was a good fight. Both of them kind of tentative at first. Miles John's winging the right hands. He looped one over the back of his head that like Batista, blocked, but still got knocked down just from the sheer force of it.
Exactly.
Batista was tentative as well, throwing jumping knees from range, but just like a couple inches off, And then second round, they both come out a little more aggressive. Cornermen were like, come on, get to work, They both got a feel for each other. Miles John's again whipping the right hands, but missing, and Batista lands that jumping knee, the switch knee.
Oof.
And clapped him out. Knockout of the night.
Knockout of the night.
Yep, earns himself a bonus.
Yep.
Nice bundle of cash, and put Miles John's face down. That was a good
beautiful.
one. Yeah, a knee knockout is always big too.
And
Right.
also in the same breath taking away that.
Mm-hmm.
So Miles John's got a loss on his record.
And going home with Dana brings the cash in for the bonus.
He brings the cash. Yeah, that's got to be dope. Walk out with the 50 grand.
Yeah.
All right, then we have. This is where the Alex Moreno, Chaos Williams, and how'd this one go?
Chaos is a great way to describe it.
Damn right.
Moreno I like, and I had high hopes for him in this one, but the crazy power of Chaos Williams, I guess. We didn't see too much of what he is as a striker, honestly, because it was real wild, but just coming straight at him, he lands a right hand in there. And Moreno's backpedaling, throwing while he's hurt. He's game for it. But he lands an uppercut up against the fence there. I think that was the one that really hurt him and dropped him. But he was just all over him, just throwing every second, Chaos Williams, round 1, 27 seconds. Just
that's crazy.
Swarmed him.
Man, like I'll say it every time it happens.
He got himself. This is a debut here for Chaos. And he's going home. He went home with the bundle.
50 grand bonus. Yeah. I mean, I always feel terrible in a way for a dude who loses early because it's like, man, you put in all that work.
Yeah.
And
I feel worse for Moreno because when he watches that, when he watched that fight back, he must have been like, that's dumb.
Yep.
I got beat by that.
Yep.
Because it was just a whirlwind. He had no time to react. He needed to really probably just grab a hold of Chaos Williams when he came at him so hard, and but he wanted to strike. He likes to strike.
Yep.
And Chaos was determined.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah. You should have just grabbed him. He was coming at you so hard, he probably would have got an easy level change or a double leg.
Something.
Yeah.
He could have did something, but hey.
When you get clipped early.
Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the face.
Right, when you get clipped early.
All right, in the women's flyweight division, Lauren Murphy, 11-4, going up against the 11-3 Andrea Lee, and I knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's a great fight. Both ladies were fantastic.
Great fortitude from both of them.
Absolutely, they took a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
They threw quite a bit. I wish I would have looked the numbers up on this one. Andrea Lee right off the bat with good distance and jab going. Knees are good. Lauren Murphy landed good in the second half of the first round. Hard to call. Second round, good hands from Andrea Lee, but Lauren Murphy's mixing it up, hitting her in the body. She was it looked like she was missing a bit, but
can I
still
ask
throwing a lot.
What is going on with Andrea Lee's mouthpiece?
Crazy, just falling out
3 times in a round.
That was. And not even getting hit, with crazy shots to knock it out. I think, and she was holding her mouth open strangely too. You seen that?
Oh, it almost looked like she was trying to be smiling.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know if something was hurting her face, but she was doing it right from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe right after she got hit with the first one. I don't know, but yeah, it was a problem. And
She got a warning on that. We found out
she
that
did get a warning.
We found out that you can lose a point.
You can lose a point from not keeping. I mean, it's your gear. Keep it to yourself, I guess. But like I said, Murphy was mixing it up in the body in the second round. She takes that one. Third round, Andrea Lee gets an anaconda attempt on her. Grabs the cage when Murphy was taking her down.
Yep. Grabbed it hard too.
Grinding on the fence. She did it a couple times, I think. And then it was just like a grind. Both of them tired. Both of them cracking each other. This was a war, and Lauren Murphy ends up with the split decision. One judge gives her 30-27. Two judges 29-28, and I gotta say, I would go with 29-28. It's hard to judge that first round.
Yeah, I agree.
But Lauren Murphy put in work.
She put in work. She earned that victory.
Got better every round.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for Lauren.
Calls out Roxanne Modafferi. Who we love.
Call out.
That's a great call out.
They were on the Ultimate Fighter together. I think this is a fight that you don't. I feel like you're not necessarily going to know who's going to win this fight.
Right.
I feel like they're two like underdogs, people that nobody really pays too much attention to.
Like that.
Yeah, they come in and they fight each other, and I think it ends up being
into
a
top level. Oh yeah, it's going to be a war like this. Like this was for sure.
And they say the winner of that fight could be in title contention.
Yeah.
Granted, neither one of them are ready for that.
I don't think so.
No, but can you think of a single person in that division ready for a title shot?
No.
I can't. I mean, I would have thought it was Macy Barber, but she proved that she's not even close to being ready.
No,
injury or
so.
no injury.
Injury or no injury. I totally agree. But split decision for Murphy. Great job.
Yep. In the middleweight division, Trevor Giles supposed to fight Antonio Arroyo. Oh, did I spell that wrong? I did spell that wrong.
You often do the V from the Y.
Yeah, maybe because when they do like in
the G
in
sometimes.
in the Google, if it's a Y, they don't do the low, like below the line.
Right.
It gets cut off. So maybe I just thought it was a V. And gets replaced by I didn't write his name down.
James Krause.
The
natural welterweight. I was saying he was a lightweight, but natural welterweight. Took the fight on at middleweight under 24 hours.
Under 24 hours notice. That's a dog right there.
He was just there. Coaching
because he was coaching
another fighter.
Wasn't it? It was either Lingo or Yusuf.
I believe it's Zalal. Yeah. He was cornering Zalal
and couldn't corner him because he had to step in against Trevor Miles.
Yeah, Arroyo goes down. He says, "Sure, I'll take the fight." Yeah. And what a great decision for him.
Oh man, like this. I love when fighters come in on short notice because it just shows like those are the fighters that they don't care who the opponent is. They just want to be in the octagon. They want they want that payday and they want to be in the ring because they just genuinely love to fight.
Absolutely.
And James Krause did that.
And this was a tight one. Trevin Giles gets a split decision. I think it's probably deserving.
Yeah, of course.
I think he did it better. He had the better flurries, the better striking, and they both had good grappling going. Krause almost gets the rear naked on him early.
Trevor Miles with the survival
gets
in round
the takedown and takes his back and has the RNC going good. I was like, oh man, he's gonna get him. That would have been the awesomest thing.
He had it in tight and while they were dry early. Yeah, Trevor Miles,
great defense that I definitely like that. And then he got a flurry in too. He didn't let that round go to waste. He tried to get some back. So hats off to him. Second round he did so much better. Used his strength. Yeah. He realized he was a stronger fighter. He's way bigger.
Way bigger.
Get some ground and pound going on the ground. Gets a takedown. Gets a rear naked choke attempt on Krause. He survived it late in the second round. And the strength was apparent. But then the third round, both guys just so gassed. Oh. Giles, I think, might have been more gassed because, he had to use all that muscle. And good endurance by Krause. I didn't think he would be able to last through a war like that.
Me neither. But
under 24 hours notice. He's got to be just in shape. He looked great.
He's like a Nate Diaz. Yeah. They're always in shape. But I think one of the things that seemed apparent to me in the first round when he spent 3 minutes going for a rear naked, it didn't. It seemed like he was being very somewhat conservative on how he was going for it. I don't think he exhausted much energy going for it.
Right, but what did it take out of Giles trying to defend?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
wow.
And then surviving, and then he threw a good volume of strikes in the second round, and holding Krause down. You know what I mean? And scoring ground and pound. So, yeah, that wore him down quite a bit. He was not expecting that fight from James Krause. And they both go away with a bonus. Fight of the night.
Fight of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be. That was because it was incredible.
Yep.
All right, to start out the main event, the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, 22-7 with 1 no contest, going up against the 14-7 and 1 no contest, Alir Latifi.
People are complaining about this one, too. Like, about judging with this one, and I think they just Latifi lovers, because
either Latifi lovers or a lack of understanding of the fight game.
Right.
So
but he had a couple takedowns in there. So
he had some great takedowns.
There were some fantastic takedowns, a lot stronger than I thought he would be at heavyweight, to tell you the truth. Grinding him on the cage early, though. He's getting separated by the ref. Derek Lewis throwing fantastic high kicks,
flying knees,
jumping knees, switch knees, and he said he was looking for that. Like he wanted that because he knew, he knows Latifi puts his head down on his strikes, and trying to shoot in. But Latifi, I think, got a takedown in every round.
Every round. Every round there was a takedown.
And good takedowns too. Good strikes late, especially in the third round. Latifi's starting to gas. And Lewis was definitely the fresher fighter.
But big ups to Latifi for not succumbing to the power of Derek Lewis.
Again, Lewis got to fight these jughead dudes that can't get knocked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
And big ups to the Black Beast to being able to get into a third round and still throw hard.
And still, getting altitude on them jump knees. That's when he lands the big one, I think, in the third, right across the jaw and chest. That would have hurt my chest so bad. It looked like
would have broke me.
265 pounds jumping into your chest
if
with
it
a
didn't
knee.
knock me out, I'd have tapped out.
It would cave my chest in. But unanimous
Lewis
decision.
Was swinging for the fences.
30-27 for Derek Lewis. I mean, I think he wins every round.
Well, I mean, look, the thing is, Latifi took him down and helped, but
he didn't do
no ground and pound. Nothing.
His strike numbers were so low.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times they separated him with him grinding on the cage and stuff like that. So,
I think there was at least a separation in each round.
Yeah.
All right, in the featherweight division, Mirsad Bektic, 13-2, Bektic. 13-2 going up against the 12-2 Danny Ige. Damn it.
And he doesn't have Asian essence. He's Hawaiian. I correct myself from last week.
Technically, he kind of does have Asian.
Well, it's the same thing. Pacific essence.
Pacific Islanders have Asian heritage.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
But somehow they're enormous. Anyways, this crazy high-paced fight. I was looking at some of the strike numbers, though, and these dudes, they look real technical, but the evasion by both men, I mean, they didn't land significantly at a high rate. You know what I mean?
Really?
But they threw a lot. I think, all 3 rounds were real close.
Yep.
And I wrote down what separated them pretty much. The pace was crazy high. I think Ige takes round 1 because he was better in the scramble.
Yeah.
I think round 2, Bektic with that double leg takedown and the arm triangle attempt. You know what I mean? Good composure by Ige, but Bektic takes that round for sure. And striking in the third round was better for Ige. He was landing better late. I think that Bektic was wearing down just a bit. 29-28 for Ige, split decision, and I agree. 29-28.
Yeah, it was definitely a great fight,
but hard fought.
Yeah.
Hard fought. Both of them are beat up everywhere.
They
got a lot of bruises on the arms. I mean, a lot of blocked shots and stuff.
Just one of those fights that that are extremely entertaining
and extremely even. They both had good styles to just beat each other up, both taking each other down, both scrambling. entertaining.
Almost want to see them fight each other again.
Right. I mean, this was candidate fight of the night, honestly. But, with their lower level names. I was looking at their paydays, too, and I was a little upset for them. But
they are lesser known fighters. You're not going to get big pays.
Danny Ige got like 5 wins in the UFC in a row or something now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he made like $30,000.
Do more to make yourself popular.
Yeah, that's true.
Talk a little trash. All right, in the heavyweight division, Juan Adams 5-2 going up against the 3-1 Justin Tafa.
Juan Adams, young up and comer, was supposed to be something big. Was supposed to make a splash. He's made a splash
onto the canvas.
3 times onto the canvas, or 2 times onto the canvas, rather. No, 3 times, I believe.
Now it's 3.
Yeah. And, he tried to keep his distance in the first round, seemed a little tentative. Tafa hunting him down like Mark Hunt, walking to him.
Oh, yeah.
Walking to him, starts throwing big bombs, and the right uppercut
just lands.
Cracks him, and I think he had to put a couple more shots on him.
I think he had to hit one or two.
To get the stoppage.
More,
yeah.
And then gets the stoppage.
But about round 2. I mean, round 1, 2 minutes, 1 minute 59 seconds is when he stops him. So, and Adams trying to keep his distance.
A minute and 30 of that was him walking him down,
going slow. Yeah.
Definitely a good fight.
Yeah, rebound for Justin Tafa after seeing him lose his first one, So this could be big things for him. And Juan Adams, actually, I read this morning, released from the UFC.
Definitely.
After that loss.
Gotta be.
3 stoppages.
Yeah. Time to go to Bellator or bare knuckle.
Yeah. I mean, he's a young guy. I think he's like 26.
Yeah.
Not
a lot of fights either. He just needs to learn,
Just needs some experience.
Yeah.
He's got weapons, but he doesn't know how to use them yet.
He got pushed too fast, too quick. All right. Co-main event time. My girl, the love of my life, women's flyweight division, Valentina Shevchenko, the champ, 18-3, going up against the 13-2, the always hittable Katlyn Chikagian.
Katlyn Chookagian. I don't ever want to pronounce her name any other way. I thought to myself, like during fight week last week, like if there's everybody's got a chance.
Yep.
And I thought if there was, the slim possibility, then I would stop saying that, you know what I mean, out of respect for her. But no, your name is Chookagian. Because you did exactly what we thought.
Let's get beat up.
She talked all that mess, how she had the puzzle figured out,
and that she's unhittable,
and she was scared, and she was scared to engage. I mean, she didn't even want to come forward at all. And how are you elusive when Valentina's setting the distance as the shorter fighter with the less reach? She's set the pace right off the bat from second 1. She comes out with the leg kick, sets it off. Chikagian can't land nothing. Takedown for Valentina in the first round, lands a nasty elbow at the end of the round. Chikagian's face a bloody mess.
Yeah.
And she was lucky that it was bleeding away, that it was on the outside of her eyebrow, because they probably would have stopped it. We've seen less with the women's UFC. And second round, combos. Valentina, she starts opening up. She's ending the combos with the leg kick and the body kick, which I love. Lands that wheel kick, slaps her face with the bottom of her foot.
Yep.
And it was loud. It was a slapping one, like not a huge damaging one, but slaps her.
It sounds vicious.
And makes you look terrible.
Like there was some baby powder on Shevchenko's foot.
Absolutely. And, hits her on the cut, so that hurts too. But, takedown again from Valentina. Chookagian finally is like, let me close the distance. But closes it too hard. Valentina gets her. Easy body lock trip. And working her, ground and pound, side control, crucifix position.
When you get put in the crucifix, I feel like
that's a dominating.
That's a
very
testament
dominating
to your lack of ground game.
And how many strikes you eat while down there in the crucifix position, you know what I mean? Makes you look real bad. And she's eating a lot. Referee let it go pretty good for a bit.
He did.
Gave her a chance.
When you're in the crucifix, you're done. So
we've seen a lot less in women's UFC.
Yeah. I say it was a fair stoppage.
Yeah. And Chookagian got beat up.
She got absolutely. I would love. I don't think you did, but I would have loved to have seen the strike count on that because like I don't remember Kukajian landing a strike.
Yeah, I don't remember anything landing. Maybe some leg kicks, maybe a jab here or there. You know, she got the long jab. So she probably slipped one, but I don't remember a jab.
I don't see
landing.
a punch. I feel like I can remember. I
remember
kick.
They were all being parried and countered.
Yep.
And nothing. I wrote nothing. Not that I didn't write anything. I wrote the word nothing. You know, round 3 TKO, a minute and 3 seconds in, and just worked her because it went to round 3. So, you know, Caitlin ends up with a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
Jessica I begging for a rematch. Begging the UFC, please give me another chance.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
She got knocked out devastatingly.
Yeah.
But she might have been doing better than that.
She definitely would have been better than Kukajian.
You know, she was doing better, I think so.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Valentina, killer.
Main event of the night, UFC 247, the light heavyweight division, the champ, Jon Jones, 25-1 no contest, going up against the undefeated 12-0 Dominic Reyes, the most disputed and controversial decision in Jon Jones's history.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it as short as we can so we can talk about other stuff. But, you know, great fight.
Excellent fight.
Round 1, left high kick for Jones, pretty good. Kicks for Reyes and left hand. You know, he's moving good, moving around the cage. For me, that's 10-9 Reyes. I think round 2, the accuracy of Jones's kicks are pretty awesome. I think, you know, every angle and kicking a person in his legs when they come in, you know, and but Dom with the inside leg kick I thought was his best thing in the second round, and the body punches and start slipping the uppercut in after hitting the body, like, looked real good. That was a real tight round for me. Maybe 10-10 if anything, like a draw, but I still think I would probably give it to Reyes. I mean, that's tough. But round 3, the pressure from Jones is turning up. Reyes, you know, countering good. Takedown defense from Reyes was fantastic.
Excellent.
Through the first 3 rounds, he stopped 7 attempts from Jon Jones,
which is crazy,
which is insane. And his confidence definitely grew out of it, you know, and would strike out of the clinch good. I thought, you know, round 3 was better for Reyes than round 2 was, and people are saying that's the disputed round, you know, and I don't think so. I think that's 10-9 Reyes round 3, but round 4, Jon, you know, finds a new level.
Yep, finds the championship level.
Absolutely. And Reyes, I think, was wearing down more than he's alluding to now after the fact. You know, he's trying to say like he kind of had it, you know, and he even says that Jon wins rounds 4 and 5. Jon gets a scramble. Gets a takedown. Dom scrambling. Jon with great pressure, good punches, leg kick checks on Dom finally, you know, because he was eating all them inside leg kicks, but he's finally checking him good. And Dom shied away from it, stopped throwing him because of the checks, you know, so that was a big thing for sure. Took away one of his weapons. I think the big takedown in round 5, you know, probably wins Jon the fight in the eye of the judges. I still give it, you know, rounds 4 and 5 for Jon for sure. It's up to the, you know, whatever a judge sees, you know.
I mean, we've talked about it before. It's always, you know, what do the judges see? How do they score a fight? There's no pinpoint way that a fight gets scored. My opinion personally is that, you know, if you're gonna say not significant, what is it called?
What?
For the striking. How do they call it?
Effective.
Effective striking.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna,
Let's go over the
Yeah.
rules real quick. It's effective. It's the 10-9 must
10-9.
system.
You win the round, you get 10. You lose the round, you can get anywhere from 9 to 8.
or less.
9
yeah.
or less.
Based on effective striking, grappling, octagon control, and aggression. Those are the 4
And for me,
criteria.
if you say effective striking, and this is my opinion, in effective striking, if you're throwing
Right.
X amount of punches and landing a low number, even though it's landing a good amount of punches but a low number, and the other fighter throws less and may land less but not by a large margin, to me it makes that fighter who landed the less thrown punches, that makes him a more effective striker, because he doesn't need to throw as much to land as much. If he would have, hypothetically speaking, Jones throws as many punches as Reyes, he outlands Reyes. His strike count would be significantly higher. Takedowns are a big thing in the UFC, and unfortunately, as you will attest to, stuffing a takedown doesn't really have any significance.
Right. I mean, what is effective grappling?
Exactly.
I mean, stopping a takedown is defensive grappling.
Yeah.
Dominic stopping 7 attempts and then, succumbing to 2 attempts, what is more effective? I mean, that's up to what the judges look at, but, the UFC needs to figure something out with the athletic commissions
to be more specific about the rules.
Yeah, to really define what those criteria are.
You know what I think?
So it's not a different thing to each judge. You know what I mean? Like you said, accuracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some judges, I'm sure, would look right at the higher number of strikes landed and said, this guy wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can agree with accuracy being much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when the overall total is close.
Because that's how Mayweather fights. Mayweather will throw 200 punches and land 175. Right. The guy fighting him will throw 350 punches and will only land 120.
Right, and they have difference between significant and strikes landed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I mean, we could go over all them numbers, but it's.
And maybe, you know what? I haven't really looked at a rule book for UFC, but maybe judges do have more of a specific criteria that, unless you really look into it, maybe you don't know.
Do they judge any kind of damage? I mean, they do separate total strikes and significant strikes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is a significant strike? You know what I mean? What is one strike landed? Like, there definitely needs to be some revising going on, some revision. And I think a big problem is that we have to travel around and just deal with whatever commission we have. Like one of the judges hadn't done an MMA match since 2017.
Which is crazy to me.
And then you put him in a main event, a title fight? That's strange. I mean, you had nobody else? I know we don't go to Houston a lot, but there needs to be, instead of using those state, judges, why can't we have a body athletic commission that travels with the UFC, or
or just a rule like a universal,
Right.
like no matter where you go, it's all the same. It's
right, but these athletic commissions might be dealing with more other competitions. You know what I mean?
But it should be specific. Like for this competition, these are the rules. For if it's MMA, these are the rules.
But if a guy does like that guy, okay. That's right. But that guy, Joe Solis, who hadn't done a fight since 2017, has maybe, how many boxing matches in between as he judged? How biased does he go just towards punches?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Things like that are no good, We need.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
We need a revision of judges, if you could train them better. Or a revised rule set.
Or what we've discussed many times on the show, fighters as
veteran
judges.
Fighters. A lot of UFC competitors agree.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
Anyways, these judges here, I didn't even read the scorecards, I realized. They gave it 48-47 twice and 49-46 for John Jones. That's Joe Solis, the 49-46.
Which is ridiculous.
I mean, everybody across the world agrees that can't be possible.
Yeah, there's no way it's possible.
Right. There's only one disputed round.
Yeah.
You know, like
So-
and I mean. People think I'm crazy probably for thinking it's round 2, you know, but
Hey.
because most people think it's round 3. But that shows the difference in what people look at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, well,
It all varies, and you gotta. In the end, it's up to the person they decided to watch it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the person that they had watch it. That's the person that called it. That's what he saw.
yeah. And at the end of the day, a decision is a decision.
Yeah, move on, Dominic Reyes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love you, bro.
Get better.
Like, yeah, I really, you know, I
Get
want
better, do better, be better.
You can't be crying days after.
And you can't be mad.
Still whining that you won the decision. I mean, that, like,
And if you're a champion, why
Right.
why did you decrease so much in 4
Right.
and 5?
Right.
Like, you did have the upper hand in absolutely 1 and 2. 3 is a disputable round.
you took
It was
your foot off the gas for sure, or couldn't.
couldn't hit the gas any harder.
Or couldn't hit the gas any harder, which means you were, you know, surviving more than anything.
Yep.
So you got to do better.
All right, so 1FC,
Yes, the
a
Warriors,
Code, February 7th. It was at 5:30 a.m.
Yes, that's how they do it.
This was a featherweight Muay Thai championship event, and I'm gonna have you start this off
Okay.
because I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. All right, in the featherweight division, we had Kim Ja-woon versus Koyomi Matsushima. You know, it was a crazy, explosive fight from Koyomi Matsushima. Volume of strikes, just overhand rights constantly. Good chin and good heart from Kim Ja-woon because he was getting beat up. Matsushima drops him in the 3rd round, swarms all over him with punches. Round 3 TKO. Good fight. Definitely check that one out. This was a good event here, the Warriors Code. Next in the flyweight division, we had Iko Ronnie Saputra coming in facing Khan Sichan. It's a round 1 submission. Takedown right away from Iko Saputra. Full mount. Gets a nasty Americana on him, working it down to his hip, you know, was just hurting him bad. Lets that go. Well, Sichan kind of gets out. Then he switches to the arm triangle. Round 1 submission for Saputra in the flyweight division.
All right, and then I'm back. My nose was wet, man.
No doubt.
My nose was wet. In the lightweight division, Yuri Lupicius
Yeah, Lapicius is how they
Lapicius.
pronounce it.
versus Marat
Gafarov, yeah.
Boom.
This was the surprise of the night for me.
Yeah?
This was crazy. Yeah, I was calling this for Gafarov all the way. He was the former featherweight champion, ended up losing it, moved up to lightweight here. This was his 2nd fight at lightweight, and he's the submission expert, the Khabib-style wrestler.
Okay.
And Lapicius, right off the bat with the judo throw, whips him down hard.
Yeah.
Like on his head, like a little bit on the head, a little bit.
Yeah.
Takes his back like a snake, like goes right around because he threw him with the whizzer, you know, the overhook on the
Yeah.
arm and hip to hip. And then, took his back right around. Definitely was landing some good ground and pound, and then snaps in the rear naked choke, super deep. And Gafarov with a surprising Conor McGregor style tap. Like
already ready for it.
didn't dig no hook out, didn't fight the hands, just put the hand up and waited till he was almost asleep, and then did like the Ben Askren, the one tap and fall asleep, you know.
No.
Yeah. So what a debut, Lapicius. That was a round 1 submission of the former champ. And this dude had 13 fights with 13 finishes, now has 14 with 14 finishes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This dude's somebody to watch in the one
Absolutely.
championship. I think he's coming for that lightweight belt.
Can't wait to see it.
Absolutely.
I tried to watch the fight, but something was going on with the Bleacher
Yeah,
Report.
the Bleacher Report was giving me quite a bit of trouble. I had to search around for a lot of this.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to use all the skills.
Every avenue ventured. All right. In the middleweight division, Leandro Atadis going up against Reiner de Ritter.
René de Ritter. Yeah, the Dutchman. We both called it for de Ritter. He was coming off the 2 stoppage wins, and Atadis has been up and down. Entertaining as hell, this fight. Unanimous decision for de Ritter. Calm with the striking. Atadis jumping knees, looking like Yoel Romero, honestly.
Really?
The way he was moving around, like, it had a very Yoel feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah, flashy strikes. Probably gets the 3rd round. I would say.
Wow.
He's landing a lot of knees to the body. Yeah, he was never out of it, but de Ritter with the calm striking early 1s and 2s, shots to the body, takedowns mixing in every round, and gets a takedown late in the 3rd round too. So
Just to solidify.
yeah, unanimous decision for de Ritter, but first decision in the one championship. But he secured himself a title shot against Aung La Sung, and
Really?
yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know though. La Sung is something else. I like that dude quite a bit. That's the champ, the middleweight and light heavyweight champ.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. All right. And then the featherweight Muay Thai division for the championship, we have Pech Murakat, Pech Indi, going up against Dietrich Sathian.
Yeah, actually, Dietrich ends up injured. They put in Pong Sari, Pong Sari Sain Chai. So Dietrich was making his debut.
Wow.
For the title.
Yep.
And this dude becomes a stand-in for a title fight.
Wow.
Like crazy
As
stuff.
his debut as well.
Yes. And
Wow.
the inaugural featherweight Muay Thai title fight in one championship. So never had a featherweight champion until
okay,
now.
that makes sense then.
Right. So they just
That's kind of how they've done the flyweight.
they
the
need a guy on the
bantamweight.
top dog.
I mean, flyweight in women's and flyweight in men's.
I think it's easier to build a bolster division if you got a belt holder to chase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So that was cool. But Pech Murakat with severely outclassed Pong Sari. But Pong Sari with good fortitude. He was a little too aggressive. And Pech Murakat with long strikes. He's a long striker in easy counters. Superior clinch. Unanimous decision. Just beat him up all night for 5 rounds. But not so powerful for a featherweight. You would have thought he would have hit a lot harder, seeing guys like Rod Tang and Jonathan Haggerty hitting hard at flyweight. You know? So, yeah, we could see some contenders come and take this dude's belt. It'll be good to see that division bolstered up.
Awesome.
But good event overall.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. All right, on to the next event. UFC Fight Night 167 fight we've been waiting for. Anderson versus Blachowicz. Saturday, February 15th, 8 p.m. Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho. And this starts off in the flyweight division with Mark De La Rosa, 11-3, going up against the 18-3 Raulian Paiva? Yeah.
Paiva. Or maybe Paiva. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Haulian, like, you know what I mean, Haulian or something like that.
Okay.
But we'll see, because I don't know. But Mark De La Rosa, interesting fact, the husband of Montana De La Rosa.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that until now.
And she's fighting.
Yeah, with a better record than him.
Yep. And in the main card.
Yes, while he's on the first fight of the prelims.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's shining. But anyways, 2-3 in the UFC for De La Rosa. His last 2 decision loss, Alex Perez, and decision loss to Kai Kara France. Not in the best form. Paiva, contender, 2 losses in the UFC. Decision loss to Kara France, and a nasty cut versus Bontorin Rogerio Bontorin.
So they both lost to Kaya.
So, yeah, and they're both coming off 2 losses. But Paiva with the stoppage last fight. De La Rosa, he ain't trying to lose while his wife's on the card. Probably gonna win.
See, I think he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
And his wife is gonna win. So I gotta go with Paiva.
See, I think that's why De La Rosa, he don't want to go home the loser when his wife's probably gonna win.
You know who that had.
So I think that might see him through it.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
That might give him the extra,
I think it's funnier the other way, so I'm gonna go with Paiva.
Yeah.
Women's bantamweight division, Macy Chiasson, 5-1, going up against the 7-2 Shayna Young.
Shayna Young stepping in for Nico Montana.
Oh,
in this
that's
fight,
right. It was supposed to be Nico Montana.
who can't seem to stay healthy or make weight.
Which is why she lost her belt in the first place.
You know what I mean? Like, she just always injured. Something with her training is not right. Macy Chiasson, Ultimate Fighter 28. She's got 2 stops for Gina Mazzani, and Sarah Moras, quality opponent there. Last fight was a decision to Lena Landsberg.
Oh, yeah.
She got outstruck. Shayna Young, less than a week notice. Her debut. Wait a minute. She lost to. Oh yeah, she lost on the Contender.
Oh.
Versus Sarah Alper, and then she's had 2 wins in a row in Invicta last.
Oh, okay.
I confused myself because I wrote Invicta, and I'm like, why did I write that? She's on 2-win streak.
Yeah.
So,
Macy Chiasson for me.
Yeah, I think Macy will rebound from that loss to Lena.
All right, bantamweight division, Casey Kenny, 13-1-1, going up against the 9-4 Merab Dvalishvili.
Yeah, that's what I said when I seen that. I was like, Craig's gonna have fun with that. I'm gonna go with the D being silent, and maybe it's
Valishvili.
Valishvili.
Yeah.
That sounds right, don't it?
Or Dvalishvili, but Valishvili.
Valishvili. Yeah, either way.
Either way.
It's something close to that. Casey Kenny, though, I've been waiting to see him come back. I like this dude. 2-0 in the UFC. Decision wins against Ray Borg and Manny Bermudez.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely. Merab Valishvili, 2-2 in the UFC. 2 losses off the bat, then 2 decision wins in a row. Terrian Ware and Brad Katona. Brad Katona, decent opponent. But he's coming off 2 wins as well.
Casey Kenny.
Yeah. Borg and Bermudez.
Yeah. A light heavyweight division, Devin Clark, 10-4, going up against the 21-10 Daquan Townsend.
What happened? We skipped some fights?
No, not that I know of. Because this is the 4th fight, Devin Clark, light heavyweight. Did they
get to
cancel
write them
the fight?
down?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. I don't know where I wrote Daquan Townsend. I remember going over the fight. That ain't right.
Well, so we don't kill too much time, who you got?
Yeah, okay. I got this written up in the main card.
Oh.
Did this get moved up?
Maybe it got moved up.
Okay, well, I got Devin Clark 4-4 in the UFC. Decision win versus Stosic, and a guillotine loss versus Ryan Spann. You remember that one?
Yes.
That was his last fight. Daquan Townsend, another replacement. He steps in again. He fought at Fight Night 166 on January 25th.
Wow.
Against Bevon Lewis.
Yeah, Bevon Lewis. That's why I thought that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going with Daquan.
On like under 20-something days notice after having a 3-round grinding fight. He replaced, this dude's name is even crazier, Godsmirod Antigalov. He's injured. He was supposed to fight Devin Clark. I don't know. I want to see Townsend do something, man. Honestly, he's 0-2, losing that decision to Lewis and getting knocked out by Langwambula.
Yeah. I got to go with Devin Clark, though.
I'm going to throw
a monkey
caution to the wind and go with Daquan Townsend.
All right. In the lightweight division, Jim Miller, 13-13.
But I had him on the main card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jim Miller, 31-13, won no contest, going up against the 13-3 Scotts Holtzman.
Yeah, Jim Miller, been around forever.
Yep.
20-12 in the UFC.
Wow.
Not terrible.
Not terrible.
20 wins has got to be somewhere up in the record books, though.
Yep.
Like number 3 or something. He's got round 1 submission versus Jason Gonzalez and Clay Guida, last 2 fights out. The Guida one was good.
Yeah,
Rocked him with a punch and
then
choked
just
him to
choked him
sleep
out,
in the guillotine. Scott Holtzman, 6-3 in the UFC. Decision loss versus Nick Lentz. And round 2 stoppage versus Dong Hyun Ma last. So he's got a win in his last fight.
Gotta go with Holtzman.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Dong Hyun Ma is a tough fighter, and to get the stoppage on him was pretty serious.
Bantamweight division, John Dodson's coming back 20-11, going up against the 16-3 Nathaniel Wood.
Yeah, John Dodson never was the same after losing the Mighty Mouse, which was, weird because he was quite the contender.
And couldn't win a fight.
No, couldn't win a fight. He started in bantamweight. Interesting fact, he was on the Ultimate Fighter 14.
And he won it against
KO'd TJ Dillashaw in the finale.
The cheater.
With the smile next to it. Since then, he's 9-6 overall. 1-3 at bantamweight. He won versus Pedro Munez. He lost versus Jimmy Rivera, Marlon Moraes, and Piotr Jan to fight them 3 guys in a row. I mean, that's the top of the division.
Exactly.
And Nathaniel Wood, though.
Yeah, Nathaniel Wood's going to take this one.
Oh, man, 3-0 in the UFC. 3 submissions. Johnny Eduardo, Andre Ewell, and Jose Quinones. Yeah. I think another first-round submission, maybe? I don't know. Dodson's tougher than that. It might be a war.
Yeah, I think it's a war.
I'm going with Wood.
In the welterweight division, the main event of the prelims, Tim Means 29-11, 29-11-1, won no contest. He's a stat filler.
Stat stuffer.
And then going up against the 9-1 Daniel Rodriguez.
Yeah, Tim Means been around a long time, 11-8 in the UFC. They let some guys linger.
Yeah.
KO loss versus Nico Price. And then a guillotine win versus Thiago Alves last. That was pretty nice. Retired Thiago Alves from MMA.
Sent him to bare knuckle.
Yeah. Daniel Rodriguez, contender. This is his debut. He's got 6 wins in a row, 5 of them finishes.
Boom. Daniel Rodriguez it is.
I would have to say so.
And then to start the main card, Lando Venata, 10-4-2. Two draws, man. That's gonna suck.
Right. That's tough.
Going up against the 15-6 and won no contest, Yancy Medeiros.
Yeah, both of them with tough UFC records. Lando Venata, whose parents must be Star Wars fans. I ain't never met
a Lando before,
except I never heard of one except Lando Calrissian. Shout out to Billy D. Williams. But anyways, Lando Venata 2-4-2 in the UFC. The 2 draws are in the UFC. 4 losses and 2 wins only. But he gets to try again. Submission wins versus Marcos Mariano. Decision loss versus Diakasi last.
Wow.
But it was a good fight versus Diakasi. Yancy Medeiros worse, 6-6 and won no contest in the UFC. KO lost versus Cowboy Cerrone and decision loss to Gregor Gillespie last fight.
Those are good fighters, though.
Yeah.
I got to go with Yancy. I like Yancy.
He's a gamer.
He's one of those fighters that you don't care what happens. Yeah, you don't care what he does. You just like to watch him fight.
I'm going to go with Medeiros.
In the featherweight division, Rogerio Bontorin.
Okay.
16-1 with 1 no contest going up against the 12-4 Ray Borg. This is a tough one.
Yeah, I had this one in the prelims and Townsend in the main event. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But Bontorin, contender, decision versus Magomed
I bet you I know what happened.
Biblulatov, round 1 stoppage due to a cut versus Howley and Pava. And so he beat Pava one of his fights. Ray Borg, 6-4 in the UFC, pulls out a lot. Pulled out of like 5 fights in a row.
Wow.
Lost to Demetrius Johnson. 2019, he lost to Casey Kenny. Got stopped. Decision, I believe, actually. Gabriel Silva, he got a win against last, so he's back on the upswing.
I bet you I know what happened. I bet you Devin Clark versus the other dude, that was probably when you did the card, it was probably up top. But then when Townsend came in, they probably dropped that and brought the Ray Borg and Bontorin fight up. That just makes sense to me.
Ray Borg.
I got to go with Bontorin.
Yeah.
Only one loss. Ray Bork, man, he pulls out of fights and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, experienced veteran, I think. I might go with him.
In the lightweight division, Brock Weaver, 13-4, going up against the 10-3 Rodrigo Vargas.
Yeah, Brock Weaver, interesting guy. Contender. This is his. He lost. No, he won on the Contender. This is his debut. After the Contender, weirdly, he won, and then he had a bare knuckle fight.
Wow.
Like BKFC, fought Joe Riggs and lost in a decision. And this is his debut here in the UFC.
Interesting.
Very strange. And he went to a different promotion, to a regional circuit, back to MMA, and got 3 wins in a row since that bare knuckle win.
Interesting.
Real interesting. You know, won the Contender, didn't get a contract, went to BKFC, decides he wants MMA again. 3 wins in a row. Dana says, come on.
Okay.
And, Rodrigo Vargas, he lost in his debut versus Alex Da Silva. Didn't show us much there. I think I'm going to go with Brock Weaver.
Me too. Yeah. Women's flyweight division, the better of the two, Montana De La Rosa, 10-5, going up against the 12-6, 2-0 contest, Mara Romero Barella.
Yeah, Montana De La Rosa, Ultimate Fighter 27, submission win versus Nadia Kassem, decision loss versus Andrea Lee in her last fight.
Yeah.
Mara 2-2 in the UFC, decision wins against Talia Santos, stoppage loss versus Lauren Murphy last. I think Montana's got a number here.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Welterweight division, Diego Sanchez, the man, the beast, 29-12, going up against the 22-10, 2-0 contest, Michelle Pereira, back for another whooping.
Yeah, hopefully. 1-1 for Pereira in the UFC. Round 1 KO against Danny Roberts, and the lovely loss against the man, Tristan Conley.
The whooping of his life.
Last time. Diego Sanchez, from 2005 he's been around. Ultimate Fighter Season 1 winner.
Yes.
Fantastic. 18-13 cents. Last two. Stoppage win versus Mickey Gall. Fantastic win. And a decision loss against Michael Chiesa.
Michael Chiesa's an opponent.
But Diego, get him.
Yes.
Show him the nightmare.
I agree with you. I waited until the show to underline that. And then the main event, light heavyweight division, Corey Anderson, 13-4, going up against 25-8, Jan Blachowicz for round 2.
Yes, for round 2. Corey gets him with a decision in the first one. Yep. Ultimate Fighter 19 winner, Corey Anderson. 10-4 in the UFC since. Had some bad losses, but Ovin St. Preux with the knockout, Jimmy Manuel with the knockout. Last 3 decision wins handedly versus Glover Teixeira and Latifi, and then that big TKO against Johnny Walker.
Oof, that was a big one.
8-5 for Jan. Last fight, he had a KO loss versus Thiago Santos, if you remember.
Yep.
Then he KOs Luke Rockhold. Then he gets the lackluster decision against Jacare, which earned least of the night when they were main event. Crazy. I got to go with Corey. He's riding the hot streak.
He's riding the wave.
Yeah, I think Jan's doing well as well. You know, he might be the calmer fighter, but I think Corey's going to get him with aggression and power and ability.
And no matter what, either the winner of this fight either gets a title shot or they get a shot at an interim belt if Jones steps up. But one of these two has got to be next in line for the belt out whoever wins.
Oh, I totally agree that, who else?
Yeah. Quick little
BKFC 10 real quick?
Yes, I got it right here.
Okay.
So we're going to run it down as fast as possible with 2 minutes left. Bare Knuckle Fight Championship, February 15th at Fort Lauderdale. Hector Lombard versus David Mundell. Starts off with Abidal Velasquez versus Dan Nguyen.
Yeah, Nguyen. Debut for both fighters.
Yeah.
Pick them.
I went with Dan.
Okay, I like it.
Fred Pierce versus Francesco Ricci. I went with Francesco Ricci.
Okay, I didn't write that one, so I'll go with Fred Pierce.
I snuck around looking for these fights.
Okay.
Travis Thompson versus Joshua Baduro. I'm going with Travis Thompson because I like his name.
I think so too.
Brian Maxwell versus Uli Diaz, and don't know him, so I'm going with Maxwell.
Yeah, there's a good amount of fights, huh?
And then the big fights.
Yes.
Jim Aliers
Yeah.
versus Khalib Harris, and this is the semifinals.
These are the two best fighters in BKFC.
Yes.
The most exciting. They have the best KOs. Caleb Harris got 2 KOs in a row. Jim Allers, he got a decision loss before that. Jim Allers, 3 KOs in a row, totaling 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Wow.
For Jim Allers, yeah. Like Jim's
So a minute and
beast.
10 seconds on average.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think one of them was like a minute and 40, and one was like 25 seconds or something like that. You know?
Yep.
And one was like a minute something, yeah.
And then the main event,
I got to go with Jim, I think.
former UFC fighter Hector Lombard versus David Mundell.
Debut for Lombard, 6 losses in a row in the UFC before he came to BKFC.
With the side elbow from Hendo.
Yeah. David Mundell, 2 KOs in round 1 in the BKFC. So
I'm going with David Mundell.
absolutely. Lombard coming off 6 losses. I don't care where you were fighting.
And with 10 seconds, real quick, if you're doing DraftKings, go with Corey Anderson, Ray Board, Casey Kenny, Macy Chiasen, Scott Holtzman, and Daniel Rodriguez. You heard it here.
You heard it here.
Until next week, we'll see you in the octagon. Have a good night.
Peace.